Welcome to the Mysterious. The following video has been taken from public sources and is for entertainment purposes. Please do your own research. The Boule. In the shadows of early 20th century America, when doors were locked and opportunities were rationed, 6 men in Philadelphia made a quiet decision. Doctors, a dentist, a pharmacist, men who had already climbed higher than most were allowed to climb. On May 15, 1904, they founded the Sigma Pi Phi. This was the first Greek letter organization created by and for African American professionals. They called it the Boule. The word itself is ancient Greek, council of chiefs, advisors to kings, not a college fraternity and not open to the young or the unproven. Invitation only, mid-career and beyond. You do not apply, you're chosen. For decades, it moved almost silently. Chapters called Member Boule. Members were called archons, their wives archusai, a network of doctors, lawyers, scholars, civil rights leaders, politicians, and businessmen. The select few eventually numbered only around 5,000, still tiny and still selective. W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King Jr., Arthur Ashe, Eric Holder, as well as mayors, ambassadors, cabinet members, and corporate titans. Officially, the purpose was fellowship, mutual support, and the elevation of the race through excellence. But deeper framework was already circulating a year before the Boule was even founded. In 1903, W.E.B. Du Bois published his theory of the talented tenth. He argued that the top 10% of the black population, the educated, the cultured, the professionally accomplished, must become the natural leaders of the race. They would lift the other 90% through example, guidance, and influence. It was a call for aristocracy of talent and achievement inside a people still locked out of the wider American aristocracy. The Boule became, in the eyes of many researchers, the living embodiment of that idea, an invitation-only council that gathered the talented tenth into one private network. Some saw it as necessary engine of progress. Others saw something more calculated. Critics, including the late researcher Steve Coakley, argued that the organization functioned as a mechanism of selection and containment, that by concentrating the most capable black professionals into a closed society modeled partly on elite white fraternities like Skull and Bones, they felt the Boule was actually creating a class with a stake in the existing system, a class carefully kept at a distance from more radical currents, most notably Marcus Garvey's mass movement for black self-determination and African reparation. There are claims that Du Bois himself once remarked that the Boule helped keep the black professional away from Garvey. Whether those claims are fully accurate or not, the pattern is hard to ignore. A small, highly credentialed elite, bound by secrecy and mutual advancement, positioned as the natural guides of an entire people. Today the Boule still exists, still private and still powerful, and still mostly invisible to the wider public. A council of chiefs, operating just beyond the edge of the spotlight, still carrying the weight of talented tenth idea more than a century later. Were they builders of black excellence or gatekeepers managing the direction of a people? Or were they both at the same time? That question has never fully gone away, and the silence surrounding the Boule has always been part of the design. So what do you think the talented tenth really protects? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so if you have one, drop it in the comment below, and like, share, and follow for more on the hidden architecture of power.